Hi everyone, I'm Dana Shibley with Verifyle. Here are 10 tips in 10 minutes for Verifyle users. If you're not familiar with Verifyle, then we suggest that you first watch the short video, Getting Started in Verifyle, on our YouTube channel. Also, all of you as COCPA members should know that you have access to the premium version of Verifyle, Verifyle Pro, at no charge to you or anyone at all with whom you would like to share information, or from whom you would like to receive an electronic signature. Tip number 1, raise your situational awareness by using timing indicators. Here I am communicating inside of the estate planning workspace thread with 3 different individuals. I can click on any of their names to see when they were last inside of this particular thread. I can see that Lisa Lawyer has not yet been in here, but if I click on Christine Carson's name, I can see that she was last in here on Wednesday, April 20th at 9:05 a.m. Similarly, I can go to the Documents column, select a particular document, click on the gear symbol next to it, then click on View Access History, and I can see that Sammy Spouse and Lisa Lawyer have not yet accessed the life insurance policy, but Christine Carson has accessed it 9 times. And if I click here, I can see the dates and times that she accessed this document, giving me perhaps a sense of the level of intensity of interest that she has in this particular document, and maybe also a sense of how recent this information is in her mind. Tip number 2, when to use private messages versus workspace threads. Here I am inside the contacts area of Verifyle, where I can click on any of my contacts to instantly open up a simple, secure, one-to-one private messages communication with that individual. In this case, Christine Carson, with whom I can share private messages securely back and forth, as well as files. Now, at some point in my communication with Christine Carson, it may become apparent to me that I'm going to need some higher level communication capabilities, such as the ability to involve multiple people, and perhaps the ability to have multiple threads of communication in which I involve different people and different documents in each of those threads. To take advantage of those higher level communication capabilities, I will go to the Workspaces area, where I've created in advance a workspace called Client Christine Carson. And if I click on it, here you can see I'm inside the workspace Client Christine Carson, where I've already created 2 different workspace threads, where I'm communicating with different people using different documents in each of those workspace threads. Okay, so effectively, you can think of these workspace threads as dynamic subfolders within the larger framework of the workspace, Client Christine Carson. And it sure is nice that the Verifyle system has taken the individuals from each of these workspace threads and added them to my guests list here, where I can click on any one of them in order to open up that secure one-to-one private messages communication with that individual, which I may have already begun in the contacts area. Tip number 3, protect yourself using session management. At any time, I can go to the top right and click on my name, click on account settings, scroll down to security settings, and click on session management, where I can use this handy slider here to indicate to Verifyle the amount of time after which, if I have been inactive in my Verifyle system, Verifyle will automatically sign me out. This is particularly useful for those of you who may forget to sign out of your Verifyle system from time to time. Tip number 4, how to optimize my home screen using sorting. Anytime I'm looking at my list of workspaces, I can choose to go over near the top right of my screen, click on the Sort tab, and then select the criteria by which I would like to sort my workspaces. perhaps by workspace name, or perhaps by updated date or recency. When I'm inside my contacts area, I can similarly go over to the Sort tab and choose to sort my workspaces by last name alphabetical, email address, or by recency. Tip number 5, how to optimize my home screen using archiving. Among my list of workspaces here, it might occur to me that one of those workspaces in particular, the Abel Barnes and Carruthers proposal workspace, no longer needs to be top of mind for me. Well, all I need to do is click on the gear symbol next to that workspace, and then click on Archive Workspace, which moves that workspace out of the active colored workspaces list down into the gray archived workspaces area, where I can, at any time, open it up or click on the gear symbol and click on Unarchived Workspace in order to move it back up into the active list area. You should also know that if anyone were to add new content to this workspace, such as a new document or a new message, it would automatically move back up into the colored active list at the top. Tip number 6, how to store reference information in Verifyle using a workspace thread. You're already aware that in the workspace client Christine Carson, I've created 2 workspace threads. Let's say that I'd like to create a place where I can securely store information just for my reference, information to have available securely at my fingertips whenever I'm thinking about client Christine Carson. Easy. All I need to do is click on the plus symbol next to Workspace Threads and create a new workspace that I'm going to call My Reference Materials. There it is. It is private and no guests have access yet. And in here, I can click on the paperclip symbol and add a few documents. And now those documents are available for my access only right here at my fingertips whenever I'm thinking about client Christine Carson. Effectively, they are in secure, encrypted storage just for me. And as you've probably guessed, at any time in the future, I do have the option to give access to other people if I would like. Tip number 7, how to store information in Verifyle by creating a new workspace. Let's say that I would like to have a place to securely store and selectively share information related to my organization's strategic planning. All I need to do is click on the plus symbol in the Workspaces tab. And here I've created a new workspace called Strategic Plan, which I can click on. And now it's empty, of course, but inside of this Strategic Plan workspace, as you can imagine, I can click on the plus symbol to add workspace threads, such as, for example, monthly status reports, financing, staffing, and selectively invite individuals to each of those workspace threads to access any information that I've put in there and also collaborate amongst themselves. Tip number 8, access the document signing archive to see signature records. If I click on my name at the top right and then click on Signing Archive, I can see a list of documents for which I've requested and received an electronic signature or that I've signed myself. And for any of those documents, I can click on the gear symbol and click on View Signing Info to see the full document signing audit report for that particular signature. Tip number 9. Here are 3 helpful steps for getting started in Verifyle if you haven't already done so. A, bulk upload your contacts. As you're already aware, in the contacts area, you can click on the plus symbol anytime to add individuals' contact information one by one. But you can also bulk import all of your contact information into Verifyle using the CSV file format, which is the standard file format used by software companies to export and import contact information. This will automatically populate your entire contacts list so you can quickly and easily have that secure one-to-one communication with anybody, and also make it much easier to fill out a workspace. If you need help using the CSV file format to bulk import contact information to Verifyle, feel free to go to youtube.com and type in Verifyle contacts to see a short tutorial video about how to do that. B, I want to send a regular old email to all of my contacts, my clients, letting them know that from this point forward, I will be communicating with them in Verifyle in order to keep their information safe and secure. C, I want to put something inside of Verifyle for my clients, even if that's just a welcome message, because that triggers an automatic email alert invitation to each of those clients, giving them an immediate reason to go into Verifyle very seamlessly without feeling like they're going through some onerous setup process, and then be met by my warm welcome message and perhaps some other information that I put inside of Verifyle. What I don't want to do is invite people into Verifyle and put them into a situation where there's no information there waiting for them at all. That's not a good first experience. Tip number 10, do not put all of your clients in a single workspace. It quickly becomes very complicated. Rather, use a separate workspace for each client, particularly for each client with whom you have complex communication, characterized by moving a lot of information back and forth, potentially having several people involved, or having multiple threads of communication. However, feel free to use private messages for clients where you have more simple communication needs. Also, know that as a COCPA member, you have access to the legacy version of Verifyle Pro, providing you with 1,500 workspaces instead of just 30. And those are your 10 tips. Thank you.